Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night. I'm Kevin. It's time for another live Wicked Horror Show. As always, I'm joined by Tony Has Nine Fingers.
What is going on, people?
And while we were waiting for the show to start, we're joined by Angel as well. What's going on, Angel?
Oh shit! What's up?
You're like, oh snap! I didn't know I was there yet.
What's up?
And yeah, we have a little bit different of a show this week. We're going to be talking music and we're going to be talking movies as well. We have two musicians. Both of them are vocalists. Both do other things as well. And actually, Angel, you're a vocalist as well, I believe, right?
Long time ago. Long time ago.
First, we have Jay Crimson from the band No Class Assassins, and he's also a filmmaker. He's got some stuff on Trauma Now, and we'll talk about that a bit. And we have Ryan from That Strange Show, who just released a new EP with his band Sharp Object. And I'm very excited for you about that. It's pretty dope, and it's interesting how like all this stuff starts during like the pandemic and everything, right? Was it around that time that you guys started?
Yeah, 2020, pretty much right in the heart of it.
Yeah. Are you okay? All right. I don't know. Are you sure you're not drunk? Just making sure. But anyways, so
you prick.
Yeah. Anyways, so Jay, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, I just know you through like you messaged me through social media. I checked out your band. I thought it was awesome. And when Ryan wanted to do a thing for his band, I was like, I think this would be a good match. You know, it's not the same, but it's kind of similar, I guess. Fans of one, maybe fans of the other. So yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your movies and your music and everything?
All right. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah.
I am 39 from Michigan. Always grown up in Michigan, lived in Michigan. Not a lot to do when the winter time comes. It's funny because a lot of my films are there's at least one winter shot in each one. Well, I started watching movies. Actually, the first time I knew I wanted to make a movie was when I first watched Evil Dead, the first one. And when I seen Halloween '78 as a little kid, I was terrified. The shadows, I don't know what it was with me as a little kid and shadows, but shadows really did it in for me. Be peeking over my blanket and shit, like, but yeah, that if something could affect me that much, I knew I had to be a part of it and create something because I wanted to give someone else those feelings. You know what I mean?
Totally.
But movies, I was always drawn to horror and the creepy shit, and that just goes hand in hand with metal and punk and extreme music genres, grind, crust, stuff like that. But No Class Assassins got together. I was actually in high school with bass player and guitar player, and we always would talk music. Would talk, Pantera, I Hate God, Misfits, stuff like that. And I was always big into some punk, hardcore punk, like Minor Threat and the Verrucers and stuff like that. And it was just a nice mesh of the two. I feel as though, well, No Class got together in 2009. We played our first show in Port Huron at a hole in the wall called The Roach in Port Huron. January 9th, 2009. Wow.
You remember the date and everything. Jeez.
Yeah, because it was my friend Becky's birthday.
There you go.
She kind of pushed us into playing. I didn't think we were ready. And she's like, play for my birthday. Come on, be a first show. And we're like, all right. And I sucked ass. It was not literally, but it was the worst thing. I got bad what is it called? Horse, when you're hoarse and you can't talk the next, it was like a week. I went overboard with it. I style down and my, technique wasn't there. It's probably not still. I just get away with it more now. Probably
Angel knows what you're talking about. And actually, real quick, we have Sergio saying hi in the chat. We also have she's singing your praises.
Megan.
Yeah.
Meg, what up, Meg?
There you go, Meg. So yeah, like the horror and the genre of music that you do definitely are like they're hand in hand. I know Tony's mentioned that a lot. How like even like the extremes of other things, like I mean, whatever you want to say about ICP, but they have their horror fans as well, and they reference horror and whatever. I'm not an ICP guy myself, but I can see it. Being hotter.
But that's like the I don't think there's a name for it, but at that point in time when, especially like I bringing them up, they're like the harder rap, like the rap core kind of deal. And it just kind of goes with it. I've always, whenever I thought of horror movies, I thought of a metal soundtrack playing at the back. So it's kind of like that, or I hear a metal song and I just see like some craziness going on. So
whoop whoop.
Yeah, whoop whoop. Megan's saying that she loves ICP, whoop whoop. And I say whoop whoop all the time. It's not because of ICP, but I do it all the time. I always do the raise the roof thing. I go whoop whoop all the time. But yeah, so 2009, you're doing bands and stuff before that too, or was that the first band you were in?
I started playing music in high school with just some cover bands to get familiar with working with a group or another group of guys. And we started, I decided I wanted to write originals, and, high school bands, they come and go. Sometimes they don't work out. They don't last. People move away. Yeah. So I started, I didn't start No Class. They actually had an alternate version of the group called A Parable for Destruction, which ended up being a song title for us later on once I joined. But they played a few shows, and the bass player, Chris, who was my bass player, and he's my best friend, he was singing at the time. And so we were messing around with it, and I think I played the drums in a band called God is Stoned.
There you go. Look at it. Literally, I just put that up, and it said God is Stoned. Like, literally, I just put it up right before you said that.
That's weird. Yeah, Meg's going to be bothering us all day.
That's okay. No, it's not bothering us at all. And then, Kat saying hello, and then she was saying great song. I'm assuming it was one of the other songs you were referencing. But yeah, so yeah. I'm sorry. Where did you leave off? Your best friend plays bass, and
yeah, Chris Stotler plays bass, and he's a full-time teacher. He teaches high school kids right now in Center Line, like more towards Detroit way. 2009 is when this incantation of the band came to full effect under the moniker No Class Assassins, and we came up with the name after watching Lucky Number 11. Bruce Willis says, "I'm a world-class assassin, fuckhead." So we're like, we ain't world-class nothing, so we're no class. So that's where the band name came from.
Nice. And so you've got some videos and stuff out there. How many albums have you guys put out?
We have one EP and one album, and we're working on our second EP. We'll be working on it shortly. I started up a hardcore punk band called Chemical Valley Mutants, where I also am the vocalist. In the meantime, since COVID kind of did a number on us, we got No Class. We got signed to Hellfire Records out of Lansing in 2019, late 2019. And we put the album out through Hellfire in 2020, and the videos and stuff like that. And actually, I think it was December. I think we dropped the album in December of 2019, and then we played a few shows out of Michigan. We played at the place called The Ruin with Green Jelly.
Okay.
And a couple shows, and that was about it. And everything got canceled up, and guitar player's health, I think, went a little bit south. So we're just working on stuff slowly with that band, but we definitely have more stuff to put out. More of Faith No More
There you
Alice in Chains influence into what we did on the first album?
Ryan and I think Angel somewhat as well, but we're all about Mike Patton. I mean, I definitely am.
Mr. Bungle.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have my Mr. Bungle, like the first album, like framed on my wall. But I was just listening to Dead Cross today during work. But you mentioned EPs. Ryan has an EP that just came out with Sharp Object, and you have a interesting way that this all came to be. Like the other band member with you right now, because I know you guys are planning on eventually playing live, and you'll have a backing band when it comes to that. But you want to talk a little bit about how this all came to be?
Pardon me. Basically, we've put out. I'd say we've been pretty steady with putting out material because we weren't intended to be any kind of live band. We were just studio heavy. I mean, the joke of the whole thing is me and Dan have actually not set foot in the same room for the entire duration of this band. It's been we haven't talked on the phone, nothing. It's been completely through text messages and just sharing files. So that eventually, I think the itch just started getting a little too itchy to not play live. I know Dan's been wanting to do it for a while. I mean, I'm always game for whatever. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But the idea of the split was it harkens back to, like, you know, being involved in like the scene and punk and hardcore and metalcore and all that. That was a thing bands still do it. I don't see it as common as I used to, but that was like a huge thing, was doing a split with another band. You know, you drop a couple songs and you put out, you know, crank out the material, put out something new, kind of keeps you like an in-between albums kind of thing. I just didn't really want to let it go. I started hounding like pretty much everybody I knew that was in a band, like, do a split. And they're like, no, what is this? What year is this? And it turned out that we know one of the guitarists in DC Wolves. Angel knows him too. His name's John. He was in a band back in the day when we were all, I mean, me and Angel go back how many years? 20 years?
Don't date us. We're not that old. We're not
no matter what, you're
too fucking long. But
two fucking decades. And we were all
17, 18-year-old fucking kids.
Thinking we're gonna be rock stars. We're all playing at Fat Cat in Springfield. That was like, I remember that playing Fat Cat was like you made it. That was everybody wanted to play at Fat Cat. So you got to play there and then realized nothing.
Like, it sucks.
Nothing really comes of this. All right, cool. And then you just end up playing there every weekend. But
which was awesome.
It was great. We had a great scene out here back in the day, and that's part of like the sound of Sharp Object is supposed to be a little more reflective of where we came from. Because it's a metalcore band, as much as that pains me to like say that. But I think it's more that old style of metalcore, like we came from like Overcast and Aftershock, and that's even a little bit. That's even like, I'm giving us a ton of credit. That's might be a hair before us, because I was seeing Killswitch Engage play at Fat Cat before they were like the giant band they ended up becoming. Dan was in the Acacia Strain, which that band is like,
they're in Europe right now.
In the stratospheric. Dan was there pretty much from almost the get-go, and he helped write 2 albums that formed what like a few different genres of music like based their sound off of entirely. And but so John, back to that, John was in a band, What Weapons Bring War, back in the day with a friend of ours that we had on our show, Strange Show, Tarek Ahmed, and he's in Intercourse out of Connecticut. The band is called Intercourse. Let me.
I was like, huh?
He's
He's working his Intercourse, that dude. He loves it.
They're anybody that likes like gnarly, like noise rock, hardcore, just nasty punk shit. Check them out. They're phenomenal. But they were in a band together, and we all pretty much played together. I played with What Weapons a ton of times. I was in a band called Mary Beth. Angel was, I don't know which one you want me to name. He was in. Angel. I'll give him. he played down the vocalist thing, but that dude was like one of the most sought after vocalists, like locally. Everybody wanted him because he was out of all of us. He was the only one that knew.
Yeah,
I'll say it. Out of all of us back then, he was the only one that actually knew how to scream.
Oh yeah,
and make it sound good. Everybody else was all that throat shit, and he's like, "No, it's from the diaphragm," and everyone's like, "How does he do?
What's a diaphragm?
What's a I don't have a diaphragm. I'm a man, you know."
Yeah.
but John just kind of got back to us and was like, "Do you want to do a split with us?" We checked them out. They were kind of stoner rocky, Queens of the Stone Age, Alice in Chainsy kind of thing, and it kind of made me it really kind of sealed it for me because it made me think of this band Converge. If everybody knows who that is, they used to always play shows with a band called Thursday. Mm-hmm. And Thursday is like the polar opposite of Converge. I mean, but I remember like constant tour packages that was Converge and Thursday was there, or it was Thursday with Converge. So that whole complete different aspects of heavy music, just being on one release.
Thursday was pretty heavy, even though they were light.
They weren't Converge heavy, but it was like two different worlds together on one release, and it just seemed like you don't see that ever anymore. It's always tends to be bands that just kind of sound the same. Like I've heard splits where I've been like, when did it change to this band? Like it almost sounds too similar. So figured why not give it a shot, and they ended up getting it put out by their label, Oak Honest Records. So
nice.
Yeah, and warm hands, feral tongues.
Yes, warm hands, feral tongues.
What is that? That's the name of it.
That's the name of that is the name of the split.
So that it's right now. It's available to stream like through Spotify and
everywhere. Everywhere. They put it.
But you're going to be doing they're going to be doing a physical release as well.
From what we were told, there will be, and I'm actually mad excited about this because this has always been like a dream of mine to have something I did on vinyl. I mean, it's always been one of those things where it's like to get vinyl, you had to have a label because getting vinyl, like no one knew how to get vinyl done. You had to have a label to do that. And then once you learned how to do it, you went, I'm not paying that ludicrous amount of money to get vinyl made. Because we shopped it around ourselves and we were like, no, I'm not ponying up that much. We'll just put it on stream. And Oak Honest is doing it.
Nice.
But that's like the old adage of what is old is new again kind of deal. Like vinyl's coming back, VHS.
Vinyl never went anywhere, baby. No way.
Well, I mean, it literally never went anywhere. But it's becoming like it wasn't even that long ago. You wouldn't see vinyl in like Walmart. No, now you do. Yeah, so it's like it's becoming more normal.
See where Tony was going.
Yeah,
tapes are back. People are putting shit on tapes. Fucking people are putting out movies, brand new movies on VHS. So
I'm excited about it. I'm thinking that when I was a kid and I would have loved to like have music on a cassette tape. Like now we can do that. Like it's so cool. We get like a second shot.
Where do I play this? Where do I play this?
I literally I gave a Paco CD to my nephew and he's just like, I don't have a CD player. I'm like, all right, cool.
Is it on my phone?
He just chucked it at the wall.
Yeah. But this so don't make the same mistake I did. Like when I finally had an album out that was available in stores and stuff like that. That's when I got the barcode tattooed on me, and that was just like a blur, like it's just black square. That's all it is now. It used to scan, doesn't scan anymore. But yeah. So for the people that are listening, because we have a couple people watching now, but for the people that are listening, we're going to be playing a song from Sharp Object and from No Class Assassins. It's the video. So see if it's the video for No Class Assassins. It's more of like a visualizer with the song because you guys don't have a video yet for Sharp Object.
But that's like a lot of bands. I noticed like a lot of bands will just have like the lyrics pop up and just like a interesting background and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you give me too much credit. It's just some bouncy lines
on the old car stereo. Yeah.
Cat Pennington.
And we have Megan saying No Class. There you go. No class. She's all about it. But yeah, we'll be playing that probably like the next 10 minutes or so. Yeah, so then after that, I want to get into the movie stuff because I know. So besides making movies yourself, Jay, do you write them as well? Or is it you like the one-stop shop when it comes to it? Or is it something where you have friends that help you out with that?
All friends definitely help me out with it. I get by with a little help from my friends, you know?
Yeah.
Without friends, there's no movie really, unless I'm filming a jar of mayonnaise for an hour and a half. And
hey, that's fun too.
We would have to rely on audio for that one.
Yeah, because the sound.
Well, people, what is it? ASMR probably.
Oh yeah.
That.
Yeah. I don't get it. There's so much of that on TikTok too. So that's another thing too. I wanted to mention. I just followed Jay on TikTok. You have a pretty good following on there. Tony has a good following. You guys should swap friends. I don't know. But you have like a hashtag. What is it on your like people like do? Was it Crimson?
Oh, hashtag the Crimson Cult.
Oh, Crimson. Yeah. There was a lot of Crimson Cult.
5 times fast.
Yeah. I can't.
It's actually
slow.
It's actually a subculture group. I kind of came up with the idea that I'm very passionate about anti-pedophilia. So
rightfully so.
I know that's kind of a controversial topic on itself in 2023, but it's a subculture group against predators, rapists, pedophiles. There's never really been a positive cult until now.
There you go. Sounds good to me. I'll join.
All right.
Yeah. So and Ryan, you write. You have some screenplays that you've written, and I know there's a production company out of our area that is working on some stuff for you, right?
Yes.
And Angel is an aspiring cinematographer as well. He's
I'm just following Ryan. I'm just following Ryan's lead.
Oh no! You get more credit than that. We write together.
Yeah.
We come up with different story ideas. One of us might come up with one idea, one might come up with the other, and then we just kind of bounce everything back and forth to fill in the holes.
And then you ask me how I like it, and I'll just make it sound dumb. Like I'll just add something stupid to it and be like, "Yeah, you should do this." And it's just like, "All right, we're gonna stop telling you about this."
Oh, that's when we throw it away.
Marshmallow sandwich.
Now, writing music and writing movies, are they like one and the same? Are they completely different, or how do you go? With both? Is it like? Is there anything kind of alike, or?
Well, a song is a story, right? Like lyrics, like you're telling a story. So that's kind of on the same thing I would say. I'm not a lyricist. I've never written lyrics. I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't even pay attention to lyrics. I pay attention to the vocals, but not what they're saying. I'm that guy.
What the fuck?
Well, that's because you're a like me.
I'm dead serious though. Like I legit like I'll listen to like how they're singing, but I don't listen to what they're singing about.
But me and my buddies, because my buddies are in a band too, and we always have the conversation of, they're like, "Oh, how do you know like every word?" I'm like, "Oh, because I listen to it." And they're like, "Oh, we don't really." I'm like, "Well, that's I guess because you play instruments, so they're listening for how everything's played. I'm listening to the actual lyrics because I've never picked up anything before. Right. I tried to pick up guitar, but it never worked. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay,
never worked.
I guess my fingers.
He's got 9 fingers.
So, but I attempted it. But like I said, when they're listening, they're like, "Oh, did you hear that tone sway or whatever?" I'm like, I'm listening to the lyrics, so I don't know what. So I think that might be why you don't listen to the lyrics as much, because you're listening to maybe the bass line or something.
I listen to like the instrumentation in general and just the musicianship, and like that's the thing. A talented singer is a talented singer. But I may not necessarily like even be able to tell what they're saying. I'm not going to look it up. Most of the bands that I love, like if I actually paid attention to the lyrics, I probably would hate them. Like I grew up loving Primus. Like you can't tell me that their lyrics are just like, oh my God, it's like reading a novel. No, it's ridiculous and dumb. That's why I like it.
Those are straight stories.
Yeah, but they're dumb stories.
Yeah.
Well, known as Big Brown Beaver.
That story needs to be told.
Exactly. But yeah, and like, even like I mean I like a lot of different genres except for one. But I like a lot of different genres, and when it comes down to like I listen to a lot of just dumb shit. Like I love Ween. What else? There's like They Might Be Giants. Like it's like almost like kids music, but I listen to them. It'll be Dead Cross, and then literally the next song on my mix will be They Might Be Giants. Like makes zero sense.
Let's call it eclectic.
Yeah, I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
But I don't like country music. If anyone cares to know.
Why you don't like outlaw country, bro?
I don't like any country music.
Murder.
You mentioned. What'd you say?
I said they're not going to catch you square dancing anytime soon.
No. And let me see, blah blah blah. And you mentioned green jelly, and Megan just mentioned green jelly.
Little pigs.
Oh yeah. I actually I have an autograph from Marshall Stacks. He was at a signing. This was when I was in high school, so this was probably like '93. They did a signing at we're meeting the guys from the Little Pigs video. It was really weird, but they're still playing, so that's good, right?
They are still playing.
Yeah, I've probably opened up for them the most out of any other band.
Really?
Glass Assassins, yeah.
That's awesome.
A few
That's
times
cool.
in Michigan, and I think twice in Indiana.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
So Ryan, what is the plans as far as like playing live? Like, do you guys have a game plan, or is it a possibility?
Oh yeah, no, it's coming. It's we got a drummer lined up, friend of ours from another local band. This guy, actually, funny enough, Mike the cellist, Blue Angel. Yeah, he was the drummer for my first like actual real like playing out band.
Yeah, he's good.
He's filthy. He's one of those Gene Hoglan motherfuckers. Like he's a big boy whose limbs move so fast, it's insane.
Mushroom head.
Oh,
Mushroom head.
There we go.
Oh yeah, we did. Yep.
You open for Misfits, but
some kind of eminence.
Yeah,
I'm just reading the stuff at the bottom and getting impressed.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is they've been at it for a bit, and it's like they have their, that's the good thing about being in like wherever you're from. Like you're from if you're from like a city, it's harder to get the cool gigs because there's a billion other bands. If you're from it's cool because then when a band comes back around, they'll remember you and be like, yeah, we want to get those guys to open for me again because they were awesome last time. But like I don't know. Like I never got that comment when I was playing outside of like in Worcester and in Boston all the time. People are like, oh, you guys were great. Then like they'll forget about you in like 5 minutes, and like, they'll play another show and be like, oh, who are you again? I'm like, you told me I was great. The best response I ever got from another band was the guitar player from this band called the Voluptuous Horrors of Karen Black. Came up to me. He's like, wow, you're very fat. I'm like, thank you. That was it. That's all he said.
He said you're very fat.
Yes, he was this little Asian dude and very broken English. But that was like that band was pretty awesome. They were great. The lead singer was this lady named Kembra, who's a Calvin Klein model, and she made herself all look like a classic zombie, and like they would just do these crazy like I don't know. They were a fun band. But yeah, he wasn't nice to me.
He was
not whatever.
Impressed. He was not impressed. So if he could see you now,
he'd be like, I don't remember who you are. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. But you said Mike the cellist. Who else? What do you got?
The bass player part might be actually handled. Dan's building a setup right now to be able to do bass and guitar at the same time. It's Dan. Well, it's anybody familiar with like early Acacia Strain stuff like that. Dan's a very tight, fast player. Traditional in the metal playing.
I just while you're talking, I just want to play this because people giving me support here. So, what an asshole! What the hell?
Yeah,
and you should have knocked him out.
Kevin doesn't fight.
I can fight. I just choose not to. I try to be nice.
That's why you don't fight.
Right.
You don't want to kill a man.
Well, especially back then, I was much larger. Yeah.
I've seen Kevin bite a man's throat out in front of me.
It was delicious. But anyways, before we get too off track, I want to play the Sharp Object one first. It's shorter, even though it's like 3 minutes, because the video for No Class Assassins is like 6 minutes. It's a pretty dope video too, by the way. And the one I'm going to play is censored. There's an uncensored one, but I didn't want to get kicked off of Facebook.
Oh, come on.
Well, no, there's boobs in it. you know, on Facebook, people would be like, very upset.
Folgers commercials in France have boobs in them. It's not that big a deal.
Kids shows. I don't know. They don't. They don't.
No. This guy works with trauma down there. His boobs aren't nothing to him.
It's true. Facts are facts. So this, do you want to introduce the song, Ryan, and just explain that it's not a video? It's just a thing. Yeah.
It's okay.
Want to hear it? Here we go.
I'm just trying to remember what I gave you. I gave you True Beauty.
That's correct.
Yeah, the one. All right. Yeah, the only one with a visualizer. Now I feel dumb.
No one else knows that. No one else knows that.
It's not a video. It is not a video. I believe possibly a video maybe coming out soonish. All right, thank you. Soonish. It's going to be put together by Angel.
Oh, nice.
Who's done some stuff for us visually in the past on past releases. This is just a standard visualizer that I just kind of, honestly, the story, quick story behind it. The only reason why this even exists is because there's a pretty big festival that happens up here now for heavy metal, and I was you gotta throw in like your application to play on the festival, and it needed a YouTube thing, and I wanted to get a new song on there, so I actually uploaded this to YouTube like 3 days before it came out. So it was on YouTube 3 days early, but we just didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
And I uploaded it, and that's the whole reason this exists. But Kevin wants to play it. So
I do. I want to play it. And if you are listening and you enjoy it, go check them out on Spotify and everywhere else.
Everywhere.
And then also be on the lookout for like a link if there's a pre-order for some physical release or whatever.
That will be coming, yes.
All right. And here we go. Here's True Beauty. We'll be right back. It's a real toe tapper right there. I'll tell you. If the song came out earlier, if it came out earlier, I would have insisted that I do the father-son dance during my wedding for this song.
It reminds me of
that's why we write them.
The Weak Willed by All That Remains.
Oh. All right, I'll take it.
That was kick-ass.
Thank you.
I want to point out too that during the song, Angel was just going like making like guitar hands and stuff like that. Angel, I can see you, by the way.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh.
So yeah, if you dig that, then definitely go check out their stuff. You have a bunch of other songs up there too. But you were telling me the other night that whatchamacallit, who mastered this was someone kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I feel stupid right now because I can't remember his last name to save my life. I've been over here messaging Dan that whole song going, what's his last name? Who is it? I'm on
Frank
a show,
Masterman.
But his name is Sean. And through a chance encounter that Dan had at his real life job, he basically met and got a hookup with the same guy that mixes and masters everything that Chuck D does, Public Enemy's put out for the last couple releases, everything Anthrax has put out for the last decade. He worked on the last Faith No More album that came out, and it just goes on and on. This guy's got a crazy huge list. Like, he has the whole story that he was like working in a studio. They were doing some stuff with Chuck D. He was not liking what they were doing for a mix, and he's like, "You come over here and do this." And then he went up and did it. And Chuck D was like, "You're the only guy that's touching anything that I'm doing ever again."
That's cool.
So it has like that parallel to the movie business too, where it's like you make connections and the tree just grows, and everybody works with everyone at some point in time. So it has that like parallel to it.
Yeah. But so he pretty much remembered Acacia Strain and whatnot, and they got to talking, and Dan, planted in his ear. We got a split coming up with a couple tracks, and he offered to take a look at them, and he ended up doing them for us. And I believe he'll be returning for the LP that were. I think he started working on it. I don't know. Every time I ask him, he's like, "Shut up." He's
That's the good part about not talking to your bandmates.
No, he just drops it in. He just drops the files. That's it.
Yeah. So Jay, like you are, you've been playing for so long with the band you're in that you guys obviously play together. But as far as the writing, is it a joint effort, or is it like one of those things where someone's basically writing the majority of the song, like music and everything, and then everyone else just learns it? Because there's a couple bands out there that are like that. I never understood that part of it. But is it like a joint thing with you guys?
With No Class?
Yeah.
With No Class Assassins, we the guitar player Dave will come up with the initial riff, or if someone comes up with something that he digs, then we'll roll with it. But with this band, it's easier, and we went into a routine where they write the music and I'll paint over it with something with some vocals, and I'll come up with like if we have what's it called when something has like a theme, a concept. If we have like a concept album in mind, which we usually do with No Class, there's concepts involved with like the whole album. The Cruel Fate of Destiny, which is our first album's title, had a story from beginning to end. The first track starts with a baby crying, and there's like a sound clip there. And we're big on sound clips too, ever since White Zombie.
Yeah.
So, and Skinless. Gotta say Skinless.
Remember Kill Whitney Dead?
Oh yeah, they were great. Are they still a band?
Oh no, God,
no.
I actually at work the other day I put him on in my work van with my co-driver, and he looked like he was about to smash his head through the windshield. Like this is the most aggressive thing I've ever heard.
So the first track is the baby crying, and the last track ends with kind of the end of the world, a parable for destruction, which is about like the coming of the apocalypse, stuff like that. So there's a theme with it and different paths people can take in their life. that will lead you one way and then will lead you the next way. A lot of it's negative because negativity is art usually with us certain like-minded people. But yeah, negativity always pushes you to come up with something. Usually when I'm at my worst is when I come up with the best shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, that's why I never wrote lyrics. I'm always at my worst. But I've never I can't I've tried in the past. Like I've written some like music, and I'm just like, I'm gonna try to write, and I'm like, I just can't do it. Everything sounds so dumb. But then you got like Ryan, Tony, and Angel. You know my old band. Nothing was serious in that band, except for the instrumentation. I have to say that was on point.
Very, very serious and very.
Yeah, everything else was a joke.
Absolutely love Paco.
Oh yeah, but it's a joke.
I asked you for a CD.
I know that, but it is a joke though. Like it is just stupid. Like there's a reason why we're not still together because it's ridiculous. I get it.
You guys used to get kicked out of every place.
We played. This is years before we had a guitar player and a singer. We played a wedding reception. Someone asked us to play their wedding reception, and we got it shut down by the cops. So that was a smart idea on their end. Who the hell wants us to play their wedding reception? But we did it.
Did they ask for a refund or?
No, they didn't pay us. They weren't paying us anyways. We just did it. Like, you kidding? Who goes in to play music to get paid?
Some people do. Bunch of people, actually.
I've never been that guy.
You get paid for this?
I have, like, from time to time, but it's very, very far and few between.
Yeah, I've got
shaving a haircut.
Spotify gets paid for it.
Yeah, I've got $10 on a crust.
Yeah. So Jay, you have your band has some pretty cool videos. Do you direct those videos as well?
Actually, no.
Okay.
The video for Depression, My Compulsive Ways, that video was shot by Justin Squires of Dark Forest Media. And he's actually the one who helped me edit Green Hell, and he's helping me edit my newest movie as well.
Okay. So Green Hell, is that the one that's not the one that you were just filming and you're wrapping up? That's an older movie, right?
Yep, that's an older one.
Okay. And that's available on Troma now.
Yes, and so is my two shorter films, The Witch and Crickets in the Snow.
Okay. And so that's, if anything, that's another excuse to sign up for Troma now. That's one that I haven't bit the bullet on. I don't know why.
There's lots of good stuff on there. Aside from Troma films in general, there's a handful of just stuff that he thought it would be cool to have on there. I know that there are some movies that weren't a Troma movie at first, but he's kind of purchased the rights, stuff like that. Like I'm pretty sure Mother's Day was that kind of movie where it wasn't Troma upon its initial release, but
I think he's done that. He's done that for a while because I don't think like Rabid Grannies was like a Troma production or Redneck Zombies and stuff like that.
No, they used to put stuff out.
Yeah, they used to distribute because one of the first movies I saw with Troma, like it was this softcore pornography movie starring Kevin Costner called Sizzle Beach USA. That was distributed by Troma Entertainment. So when you see the Troma thing, I'm like, hey, Troma, all right.
Oh yeah, I got a little fun fact for you too.
Okay.
Did you know that some shots from the first Rocky movie were used with Troma filming equipment?
Oh, really? That's cool.
I don't think there'd be the scene of Sylvester running up the stairs without Troma equipment.
Wow.
Yeah, because cool. I think he told me, it was on my podcast, the Crimson Cult podcast. Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly. Something to do with the flatbeds, something like that. Interesting story.
Yeah, definitely. It would be cool if they just snuck in that, like, the car flipping that they use in all the Toxic Avenger movies. And just throw that into Rocky too. Like, no one even acknowledges it. That would be great. And Kat's saying that Green Hell is my favorite so far. You haven't seen the new one yet because it ain't done. So then that would be your favorite. What's the new one that you've been working on? What's that one called?
My new movie's called Lilith.
Okay, yeah. The Lilith. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? We've heard the name Lilith. I don't know if there's other movies out there called Lilith. that were in the works? Do you know of any others, Jay?
Not sure, not offhand.
Okay.
I always try to play it safe and use the subtitle, a J. Crimson film, in my titles.
Yep.
So, because there's a movie called Green Hell, but I'm such a big Misfits fan, and it just fit right in with the plot of my movie.
Yeah.
I had to call it Green Hell and just put a J. Crimson film right in there with it.
Nice.
Yeah, my new film project is titled Lilith, a J. Crimson film. It follows a drug-addled prostitute, you could say, who tries her hand at witchcraft to help her out of her slump and, to summon a deity for assistance. I'll just say that she ends up being influenced and strange shit starts to happen from then on.
Well, there you go.
It's in the same universe as my other films.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. So you keep them all like you have different characters that'll interweave amongst the films, or?
I haven't really done that yet, but there'll be more of a distinction as we go. As I keep making more, I'll make them more and more obvious. At least that's a plan. You never know where those go.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. I say yeah, but I don't really know because I've never made a movie. So I don't really know, but I like watching them. So that's cool. But I want to play the depression. What's the sub of that depression?
Depression, My Compulsive Ways.
Right. So I'm going to play that one right now, and when we get back, I definitely want to touch a little bit more on filmmaking, and we will be right back. This one's 6 minutes 24 seconds, but it's worth it. It's a good time. Here we go.
So I learned with this
There we go. That's another one that I'm just going to use the same joke. This is for the mother-son dance at my wedding. I don't know.
Now, I
I'm
heard
sorry.
of making like a feature film from a short film. You ever think about making a feature film from a music video? Because that would be an interesting like mind trip movie kind of deal.
That would be kind of cool. And you know what? You might be surprised on that one with Lilith. This next one I'm working on has some music video qualities. That's for sure.
Oh, really? Nice. As long as you don't overdo it like Rob Zombie did with House of a Thousand Corpses, where it's just basically Rob
I
Zombie
like
music
House of
video.
I
So,
like
yeah,
House of
I loved Rob Zombie. I loved White Zombie. I'm just saying, after going back and watching it years later, I was just like, oh, this is just a long video.
Right.
But it's,
right.
but it's,
feel
I
that.
mean, it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just a long video.
Yeah.
When's the music gonna start?
Yeah. Well, no, whatever. I mean, I was a fan of him to begin with, but yeah, we have a couple. Is
Yeah,
there
that was
any-
pretty groovy. That was pretty groovy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Had some old school feels. Like I heard a little Harvest in there.
Ooh, I remember them. That hardcore band.
Yeah.
I remember
Oh,
Harvest.
little touch of VOD.
Oh, love them.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Megan's
You don't
asking
know
a few
VOD?
things.
Love VOD.
Oh no, Kevin. He
Oh.
laughed at my VOD.
No. I was going through the comments. So no, Megan's asking if there's any of No Class in the new movie. That you use any of your music in the new movie?
Oh, yeah, because I did put one of our songs in Green Hell. I'm gonna say no. I have some artists that I used. We kind of collaborated and used some of their art. If they also have a band, I'll put their music in the movie too. And you guys ever heard of the app called Fiverr?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I used that for a few stop motion and claymation sequences in this movie.
Nice.
So it's live action, but there's going to be crazy visuals in this movie.
That's cool. Yeah, Fiverr's where it's at. I just had some artwork done on Fiverr, and they did a really, really good job, and it cost me $40. I was
Right.
like, what?
No, that dude killed it though.
Oh, he totally did.
Really,
When you
totally
told me,
did.
I was like, send me his link.
Yeah, and then as soon
Right
as everything
now.
was done, I'm like, here's this link, do it up. And then also saying that I love the sludge in your music. And Kat saying that it's really good, such an awesome video. Love it, still love it.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah.
awesome. Thank
There
you.
go. Yeah. So that being said, we don't want to take too much away from the film side of things because we're normally talk about movies and stuff like that. So, and we are getting close to the hour point. So where can people go, Jay, to see your other works besides Troma now, if it's available anywhere else, like your YouTube page or whatever? And where can people go to follow all of your other happenings?
Well, my Facebook page is facebook.com/noclassj. You can go to, I have a Lilith page, a Green Hell page, and a Crimson Videos page on Facebook. All those links you can get them on my page, my main page. But Crimson Videos at YouTube is youtube.com/killyourboss69.
I think that's great.
I
think it's great.
Right?
No, I love it. You kidding me? I'm like, that's
Gotta
great.
add the 69 in. That's very high
yeah.
school of me
I
to
was
do.
like, yeah, he must have made this a wicked long time ago.
I made it during the Stone Ages. Yep.
Yeah, when YouTube first started. So yeah, go check out all his stuff there. And definitely for more info on Lilith. And when you're getting ready to put Lilith out, just definitely let us know if you want to come on and talk about it a little bit more or whatever.
Okay, I will
awesome.
for sure.
Awesome. And Ryan, besides, obviously, right now, Sharp Object is your main focus at the current time because it's what you're working on currently. But you also have some other stuff in the works. Any update on that? Like it's came from the 508 guys, right? That are working with your stuff.
Yeah, no update at the moment. But I will say that there's a little bit of a fire under our asses to get out there and try shooting some of our own stuff with some new stories we've been working on. So that's It's a matter of us stop procrastinating and
Yeah.
actually go out there and do it.
Yeah.
I'll throw it out there again. If you need anyone to ruin your day, I'm the guy.
Yeah. We're gonna beat you up. Come
Well, you
on
can do
now.
that too. I still can't feel most of my leg. So
Perfect.
Yeah,
That's one of the scenes is beat up a dude. So
All right.
I do also want to mention that I have another project musically coming out March 4th on Spotify, Apple Music, and Google Music, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, whatever, called The Bastard Lineage. It's actually been out on Bandcamp for a little while, just kind of put it up, and it is I'd say for those that have heard it, I've had it just described real synth heavy, gothic, kind of this track, Bastard Lineage. It's just a single, but it's like 20 minutes. It's basically a score for a movie that doesn't exist, but it's kind of in the realm of giallo style, like that 70s real synthy kind of squirrely, all over the place, kind of just synth track all the way go, but it follows, it follows almost follows the storyline
that isn't there.
Isn't there, but you can feel like the crescendos and like the climax and everything. It came out really good, so that's why we decided to release it on more than just Bandcamp.
Cool, that's cool. Yeah, let me know when that's out and about, and I'll check it out. And about
Kind of like Goblin.
Oh yeah. Just a real, just straight synths, just synth on top of synth on top of synth. So
I never got to see Goblin. I had a chance and I never got to. Like they were playing at the Palladium once and I didn't go.
Well, shame on you.
I know, pretty much. But Secret Chiefs 3, I think, was opening for him, which is even cooler.
It's like
I remember that. I remember that band.
Yeah, that Secret Chiefs 3 is basically the guys from Bungle without Mike Patton.
Yeah.
It's very like Middle Eastern sounding, and it's all like surf at one there was one show I saw where Hellfitz was doing a drum solo during a song, and during it he just picked up a gallon of milk and hit it, and then went right back into it. They did 2 sets, and he had a big giant beard the first set, and then during the break between sets he shaved off his beard, and came back and did another set.
New man.
It was ridiculous. They were great.
Whole new person.
Yeah. And this is a loaded question right here, especially when it comes to Tony. But Kat's asking if you ever do TikTok lives. Tony does a ton of them. Do you ever do TikTok lives, Jay? On your
No, I haven't done it yet. I probably should start thinking about that because I could probably get some more followers.
Yeah, Tony's got. Yeah, last time we asked him, he's over 20,000. He was like, "What? I don't know where you're at now."
Yeah,
but a lot,
almost 21K. So
there you go.
I heard that that's the future.
Good shit.
I believe the children are our future. So Ryan, where can people go to check out all of your stuff?
Well, Sharp Object at Sharp Object, Metal on IG. We're on Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. Bandcamp. We got a Bandcamp. That's about it. You can also find hijinks that I get into with Angel at that Strain show. Got to mention that. Whoop 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 whoop. And I mean it's really about it.
It's really about that. It's all about that. So yeah, speaking of that Strain show, Angel, what about yourself? Where can people go to check out your stuff?
Chaos Madness on Instagram and Twitter and all that, but I don't update much, so just follow that Strange show. So you could hear us talk a bunch of bullshit, and we definitely are gonna start getting busy as the weather gets warmer. So expect some other stuff besides podcasting out of us. So, but yeah, go listen to Sharp Object
and
No
Class Assassins.
No Class Assassins.
Yeah, there you go.
Assassins and Chemical Valley Mutants.
Oh yeah,
everything else.
CVM. Oh, that's what someone was just saying.
Oh yeah,
CVM.
yeah, CVM.
I'm like CVM. Yes, that's right.
Oh, he's the bass player, Steve.
Oh, nice.
Shout him out, Steve.
Steve.
Whoop whoop, Steve.
Whoop,
if you go back in the chat,
whoop.
it was a whoop whoop that was earlier.
Is this how you do it, Kevin?
Yeah.
Am I doing this right,
It's
Kevin?
very white when you do it. Like, huh? Am I right?
Raise the roof, kiddos.
Yeah. Let's get over here and get some friends to help raise the roof. So Tony, where can people go to follow you besides TikTok?
Tony has 9 Fingers on YouTube, where I do movie reviews, unboxings, anything movie related. Tony has 9 Fingers on Twitter. Tony has 9 Fingers on TikTok, which is pretty much where I do most of my stuff because it is the quickest growing one. Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me. And of course, here every Tuesday on the Wicked Horror Show, whether we have awesome guests or it's just a horror movie chat, definitely come and check us out. I'd say definitely anybody that's listening here, do both. Listen to us, but also come and join us live, because then you get to see awesome music videos. And
Tony,
do I
really
only have
9
no.
fingers?
I have 10. It's just that one
Of them's all fucked up. It's bent.
and a high school injury. So
that's
being
why you
Italian, I
couldn't play
can't-
guitar.
Exactly, I can't.
Although
Actually, it would make like a
hammer
perfect
on, bro.
pick.
I was gonna say,
probably
didn't
be like a perfect pick
didn't
right there.
whatchamacallit from Black Sabbath? Didn't he have a
Tony
fake? Yeah, he had a
Yeah.
fake like fingertip.
He put. I still got the fingertip, so it's like a pick I could use. I just suck at guitar, but
Oh, all
yeah,
right.
definitely check us out for sure. Like I said, make sure you come to the lives to not only watch whatever trailers or music videos we're playing, but also to ask questions.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have little,
Little what?
brain fart or something, just like I did.
We have plenty
And
of
it's
them.
questions
Yeah.
for us, so we'll take your questions and comments and stuff like that. So enjoy yourselves, Kevin.
Just a knuckle on Instagram. Besides doing this show, I'm also part of. I'm part of. I almost said Von's Buffet. That one's on hiatus. I'm part of Black and White Fright, which is a classic horror podcast. I have a heart cookie cutter I printed. I'm also now part of that Strain show, which is
Hey, welcome. Whoop,
Yeah.
whoop. Raise the roof.
Word on the streets is got to get wicked drunk, and then I'm all over the place.
Wait, that's Aaron?
I don't know. Maybe not. We might have to redo that one, but we'll see.
Anyways, I think I might finally bite the bullet and put out the Paco album that came out in 2005 and finally
Let's
put it
do
up
it.
on Spotify.
Let's do it. Then you could
I think
come on
there's a
that
good-
Strain
I think
show
there's-
and we'll interview you about it.
No, you won't. You're like, hey, how come it took you so long?
You do that, and I want Paco playing with us at our first show.
There you go.
That I would be completely down to talk everyone else into it, because it ain't gonna happen. I can tell you that right now.
Did they cut off their mullets, or why wouldn't they do it?
We never had mullets.
Somebody had
Because
a
we're all
mullet.
old. Bill hasn't played keyboard in forever, and I don't know,
But he had
We
a
just-
mullet.
in the 90s. Anyways, thanks for watching / listening. And this was a mess. And check out the show notes. We have links to everyone's stuff there as well. And thanks for watching / listening, and have a good night. Goodbye.
Bye, Jay.
Thanks for